Real Housewives of Potomac. Okay, this was an interesting episode. We're gonna get into a few things. First of all, the first question I got for y'all, and y'all feel free to get y'all thoughts in the chat. Y'all gonna do that anyway, cause that's how y'all is. What y'all thought about Robin this episode? I personally enjoyed her. I like that she
I did
called
too.
everybody out, and I like that she was looking at Giselle finally on your bullshit. It's not making sense. Oh,
I
Bondi is still quiet.
I didn't like when she called out everybody at the beginning about
Mhm.
talking about Mia, because I feel like everybody was saying that her putting it on social media was suspect. Nobody said she was lying about what she was going through. So for Giselle to come up to her like, well, we think you lied for attention. Like, you jumped off the porch and then y'all grabbed everybody else with y'all, when Karen really did not say that. Karen said, I would not have done that. But, I still want to ask her about it. She didn't say that she felt like Mia was lying. So
Mhm.
that was, I didn't like that. I didn't like that Robin keeps trying to push Charisse on us. I'm
Mhm.
still not over Roxanne saying that Charisse lost her neck in a divorce. I'm not over
Oh,
it.
damn.
Because you see her and she does give like superiority. I'm sticking my big old titties out, but it is
Mhm.
giving your neck. It did. I was like, what happened to it? It's giving I need a bob and a V-neck.
Shit.
Um, because I think she's a beautiful woman, but I just feel like she may be a little insecure, so she covers up too much and it makes her look, I don't
Yeah.
know. But yeah, Robin saying that she's the real grand dame, I was just like, no, she's not. No, she's not. No, she's not.
I enjoyed her bringing
But
Charisse back.
all the other
I
stuff,
enjoy her bringing Charisse back. I feel like the reason she did it was because her and Giselle, Karen and Giselle supposedly made up. So if they agreeing to possibly not come at each other, she wanted to bring in somebody else that was probably gonna get with Karen. So it is, in a sense, another way of them coming for Karen as they have, or primarily Giselle, over the past few seasons. I agree a bit with the grand dame statement that Robin made. The only thing that I did start thinking about was the reason why you don't hold the title anymore is because you left the show and
and
you've
you're not.
allowed Karen to excel. But I'm like, with the grand dame, it's like, yeah, once again, like a Melody Holt situation, we wouldn't know none of y'all if it wasn't for Charisse. So that's why she's like on the grand dame. And I'm like, yeah, I'm with you on that. And
But
I like that. But because she's not on the show and she hasn't lasted as long as Karen, I'm like, y'all done let Karen upgrade on y'all in looks and attire. And she got other businesses outside of just being a housewife. It is giving a bit that Miss Karen is the grand dame.
it's not
So
even
I'm
just that.
like, I feel that.
It's not even just that though, Jamie. And you point out a lot of great things. But outside of that, Karen is entertaining. Karen has her very funny moments. And I feel like she really earned our respect with the way she handles most situations. You can
Mm-hmm.
count on to actually act like an adult in the situation versus the way Giselle and them kind of act. And you only like what, 4 or 5 years younger than Karen, and you act significantly younger than her, like really immature with the way you handle, the women. So I
Mm-hmm.
feel like I wasn't really agreeing with the grind down when Karen first came on the show. I feel like Karen earned that shit. Like
Mm-hmm.
at this point, she has earned being called that because she actually handles herself like a woman of a certain age who isn't going to sink below a certain level. So that's the reason why I feel like she is the grand dame more so than being a connector for everybody. Like, you could be an executive producer, bitch. You can be the connector. You could be the one that everybody knew, but essentially you're not likable. And when she was on the show, the only memorable thing was her champagne room.
I used to love it though. I know she probably wasn't likable. I used to like when she used to come at Karen, and I feel like I'm gonna like it this season as well. I feel like when Jacqueline mentioned Karen was like covering her ass, I feel like Karen. You hear the audio? Is that?
Yeah, we get
I think
feedback.
was that Niecy? Oh, that was Niecy. Okay, 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 okay. Um, what was I saying? I was saying that I like Charisse. I think that's what I was saying.
You
And
like how
I'm
she
like,
wanted.
say that again.
You say you like how she was going at Karen when she was
Yes,
on
like when she was on there, I was enjoying the banter back and forth, and I feel like I'm gonna enjoy that this season. We gonna see, we'll see how that's gonna play out. But I do feel like Karen may play a role at times of trying to like cover her ass type stuff, and I feel like a lot of people don't really call that out because she is like a fave at this point. But a lot of people don't call her out on this stuff, and I'm like, y'all be letting Karen slide because y'all like that lady.
I think we
But
called her a lot last season, like especially because of the way she was
with
like,
the Mia.
yeah, and the way she was aligning herself
Mm-hmm.
with Giselle at some point, like we, kind of against Candiace on some shit. Like like it didn't feel the same, but I also still feel like she still has a certain decorum about herself that is
Mm-hmm.
why I still, I would
Yeah.
call Karen. You know what I'm saying? I would feel comfortable calling Karen Miss Karen. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So, it's just
No,
it's
I
an
get it.
energy that she. But Charisse is definitely good for TV. Don't get me wrong. Like I enjoyed Charisse this episode. Like I've been enjoying her as I've been seeing her, but I also don't like the fact that Giselle and them are like using Charisse against Karen.
To
That
get
whole she got tea on you and you scared, and it's just
that,
like, girl,
just like, yep. It just clicked for me as I'm talking to you. Like, I think that's why they brought her on the show. Is so that they can use somebody outside of them to come at. But I should have known Bravo was gonna bring her back because they did a special on her earlier this year. So some told me that lady probably was gonna be coming back. Um, what else did I want to talk about? Robin meeting with Giselle and letting her know that she was wrong for telling Ashley her business. I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna jump the gun a little bit when I say this, and I hope that I'm not. I'm trying to find these super chats. Sorry guys, I missed them. But I feel like I'm gonna say this. I ain't gonna say I'm gonna like Robin. I'm gonna say I'm liking Robin so far.
yes,
Because the way, hold on one second. Thank you so much for the super chat, Cream Paradise. Peace and strength to all. Thank you so much for the super chat.
Appreciate
Because
that.
I love that she sat down and checked Giselle on it. Like, don't tell nobody my business. Like, what if we start talking about your business? Again, it clicks for me because Giselle is bringing this. It don't even make sense the shit she bringing up against Chris, but she's doing it and bringing Charisse in by way of Robin to prevent from having to talk about her own stuff. Because she was like, Robin said, you want to start talking about your stuff? Oh no, let's not talk about my business. Let's not. I'm like, Andy, we can't keep doing this. Like, we can't keep having these people on the show and they attaching themselves to somebody else's story. And I don't think that's fair to everybody. Because a lot of times those people that's not sharing all of their life, they getting paid more money than some of these other folks on the show. And that's not cool.
and Giselle got the seat next. She always gets the seat next to Andy, even though she doesn't have anything going on in comparison to the other women. That was also something
She's
they used to
giving
ask.
Marlo. She's giving Marlo, where it's
Yes.
like, thank you so much for getting me on the show. Thank you, thank you. You the whole reason why I got the West Wing that's completely sided and the rest of my house is brick. But anyway,
She was able to make a match on the front. That's what I was thinking.
right, that's what it's giving. I it was a question you asked at the beginning, but my had to switch my headphones. How do I feel about Robin?
Yes.
Okay, I was excited to see Robin come around and actually have a voice. I do think she was dead ass wrong trying to pull everybody in that shit, but I was most excited that Robin was holding Giselle accountable when it was like, I wouldn't consider that me and Chris, coming on to you. And the fact that Giselle brought that up only after she heard that it was something that she could attach herself to because Ashley brought it up, to me, it was dangerous. And if I was Candiace, I would want to put them paws on her. The same way she said, not my man. Yeah, not my man. I would want to put my paws on you for that. I do think that Chris probably went into her. Oh, one more thing I wanted to mention. Did y'all notice how Giselle changed her language whenever she was talking to Robin about the situation versus whenever she brought it up to Candiace?
In what way? Because it's, go ahead.
Specifically, one thing. When she told Robin the story, she was like, I thought my hair and makeup was there. He came into my dressing room. Then when she was talking to Candiace, she said, he was in my bedroom. And the thing is, it's semantics. Your hotel room was your dressing room. But when you say it to Candiace, you try to pose the idea that it was potentially something sexual or something much more inappropriate because you use the word bedroom.
1000% facts. And I just had to call Giselle out on a lie, because how is it you have a conversation with Candiace and say that Kyle was upset because because Chris saw him leave? That is your hair, whatever person. So how is it Chris saw him leave, but your ass didn't? That's what's not making sense to me. So when you took Chris back to the room, I personally feel like you knew what you were doing. And it also makes me wonder, were you hot in the pants? Were you feeling some type of
Facts.
way having him in this room? And you're
Facts.
now
Oh,
trying to
girl.
twist the story? That's not
Mhm.
making sense. 1 second.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Tay, for the super chat. Love y'all so much. Miami got this reunion, and it was so different due to C19, but I hope Atlanta brings it more than Miami. Got it. Thank you so much. I appreciate the super chat, honey.
She
But
felt it.
yeah,
She felt it.
yeah.
And that's why she always flirts with him. I knew it was inappropriate when see, this the thing. Candiace wanted to be liked so bad that you came on the show and told everybody that your husband had a brown penis. That conversation was not for the group. The hee ha ha sleepover girlfriend talk was not for the group, for them to know that your white husband had a black penis. And Giselle took that and continued to flirt. And as Candiace said on Carlos's podcast, she thinks that Giselle is lonely and she just lets her get her flirtation out with her husband. I think that's true. But Giselle is pushing the limit because she knows that Candiace wants to be liked by her. So it's like, let me see how much I can flirt with your husband and see how much you let me do. It's like a power dynamic type thing. And now you're trying to play her for it.
That is some shady shit. And you know what else is crazy? The fact that she would bring Katie over to Karen's husband and allow Katie to assault this man and laugh at it and think it's comical, but then turn around and have a conversation with Candiace like your husband violated me. That's the tone of the conversation. But when Candiace and Robin asked what did he do, he did absolutely nothing. So now you're just trying to push this narrative that you just felt uncomfortable and you was never going to speak on it had Ashley not said something about the DMs. And I just felt like you only use that as a moment to be like, oh, I got an idea. Let me attach myself to what they got going on. Let me do that. So don't nobody got to be all up in my business. Because why did you wait 5 months? Because I think they started filming in March. The reunion happened in what, October, November, December, girl, about 5 months for you to bring this conversation up. Like, just you full of shit. You full of shit. Let's see what else we have over here.
Lonely. She's lonely.
I'm liking Candiace and Ashley's friendship. Y'all let me know. I do appreciate Ashley going to Candiace to have this conversation versus how she kind of used to do back in the day when she would do it like, behind the scenes, tell somebody else and then that person to address it to her or whatever. So I am liking that. How are y'all feeling about Mia's new friend though?
She doing too much. I don't like the way she tried to make it seem like Karen was being messy by doing exactly what she was supposed to do, which was give Mia the heads up on the fact that everybody was going to be questioning her so she could, be on her defense. That was what she was supposed to do. And she was sitting up there talking about it like Karen had did something wrong. So I didn't like that. And then we already saw that Mia put her on blast online. So we know this relationship is going to go downhill.
I thought the same thing, Bondi. I think her friend was just trying to align herself with Mia. I don't really know much about her friend, but I don't think Karen did anything wrong. What I do hate is that Mia is not going to keep that same energy. The same way she told Giselle to book an appointment, bitch, last season, and then was in her face and was like, I apologize. That's what you're going to do with Giselle. But when it comes to Karen, since you got your friend to back you up, you're going to try, you'll keep that smoke with Karen, but you won't keep that smoke with Giselle. And that's what I don't like. So
I want to add that Ashley ain't shit.
Yeah, I like Ashley and Candiace together. I do think she was being genuine, but I feel like it cancels out. Like, you were paying Candiace a courtesy by talking to her one-on-one. But you canceled it out when you went and told Robin big mouth ass, because that means if you
Ooh,
told
girl.
Robin, that means you also told Giselle. And if you told Giselle, that twirls into the storyline that we have now, which is her weaponizing, a true concern that was Ashley's.
I think that they fired, to be
Good
honest.
point.
I think that Giselle plays head mean girl with Robin and Ashley. And I think they do things that she asked them to do in order to incite drama, like you say, bringing Charisse on. And with this situation with Ashley, I think that Ashley had that situation that for a second she thought might have been something else, which I'm trying to understand how you feel like that. As a YouTuber, I have so many people in my DMs. If somebody DMs me at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm not thinking of it. It's like getting an email at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. I don't have to see it. Then on top of that, it was a response to a story that you had posted that same night. So it was like he's responding to your story, bitch. Like, and then we find out later on that Robin was the one that was at wherever Ashley was in that little video. That was her and Robin. So it's like Robin probably had that conversation in the moment. And Robin told you that, oh, Chris is the manager at the W. I feel like she knew that information before they talked about it on camera. And you still brought it to Candiace as if it was something to be worried about, and then acted like you didn't know he was the general manager to Candiace.
And then flipped it.
Oh,
What you
you're
mean?
right, because Robin did tell her that he was the general manager.
First, she tried to imply to me that he was trying to kind of hit on her. But when she sat in front of Candiace, she made it seem like, oh, well, I didn't know. I thought he probably was trying to talk to my friend or something. And I'm like, that's not how it kind of sounded originally. It
Yeah,
sounded
that's
like you
not.
thought that he was coming on to you.
She was trying to soften the blow. I think that Candiace has done really well at handling herself on this episode. Because I think
Hell
Ashley
yeah.
was face, and she knows it on some level. And she wants to be cool with Ashley. So she's going to let it go. But I think on some level, she knows that Ashley probably was having her strings pulled by Giselle. If Ashley really felt that way for a second, I think it was shortly, cast aside by Robin. And you still took it to Giselle. And Giselle said, you know what? You should bring it up. That way I can bring up when he asked me to go in the room
Oh,
with
that
him.
sound like her.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It do. It really do. It sounds just like her.
But she
Thank you
couldn't
so
wait.
much,
Yeah,
Lisa.
she a snake.
Oh, go ahead, Bondi.
She couldn't wait to pull Candiace to the side after she found out that Ashley talked to Candiace.
Yeah, she couldn't wait.
And there's that.
I also didn't like how they was all in Candiace's business because she said the word IVF. It was like, so wait, can you not have kids? Like they were gonna judge her. To me, I felt like they were judging her on if she was if what they deemed unnecessarily freezing her eggs. That's why they were like, so wait, can you not have kids or what? Like, why are you doing all this? Is kind of what I was
Yeah.
getting. And I felt like that was her damn business. Robin asked that, yeah.
It
And
was.
it did have like so you can't just have kids now. And it's just like, well, I'm freezing my eggs so that we're trying now. But if I want to have another baby in another 5 years or so, I don't want to have to use 40-year-old eggs. I want to use a 35-year-old egg. So we're gonna freeze.
Right.
Like, bitch.
Right. And you shouldn't have to explain that to nobody. Right.
Exactly.
He talk about wanting to have a girl. You
Right.
yeah. Hitting 50. But yeah.
Yeah, she want a girl, all right.
Well, thank you, Lisa, for the super. Damn, Bondi. Thank you, Lisa, for the super chat. Giselle and Ashley did this to Wendy last year. Giselle and Ashley are doing it again this year with Candiace. The only difference, Robin is not with it. Thank you so much for the super chat. And thank God. And I hope that Robin sticks to that for the rest of the season, which is not being with the BS, okay, that they trying to put out there. I think that was pretty much it when it came to Real Housewives of Potomac that I cared to talk about. Was there anything else you ladies are?
Girl, we got to talk about when Giselle actually told Candiace the shit. Because Candiace,
I liked how Candiace walked off.
Yeah. She said, "Oh, she said, oh, is this what we're doing?" She was like, "Is
she's like, and sure?
Yeah, Eric, no, get the camera out of my face. Where's Eric? Because if y'all gonna play with my husband like this, y'all don't want me here." I said,
yes.
Michael Darby is available.
Yes.
I was so proud of her. You heard her voice cracking
time,
like she was finna cry,
Ashley,
but she
Michael
did it.
Darby. Ashley,
Ashley-
Ashley said,
Is Candiace okay? I was
Michael
like,
Darby.
damn, man. We got a friendship for 2 minutes and then it's about to be over with. It's about to be over.
Yeah, nah. I think she stopped herself from slapping the shit out of Giselle. Oh, she handled herself well.
I
my
loved it so
goodness.
much because Giselle did not know how to take Candiace in that moment. She literally sat there for a minute, like, okay. And then she wanted to laugh too. And y'all saw the little dimple. She had to close her mouth, like, and then she got on up because she didn't know what the hell was going on. I was so proud of Candiace. I said, don't say
Y'all.
nothing. You grab your
When Giselle said,
and
you
go.
can't diminish how I feel, I said, bitch, Candiace hit her. Like,
Me too. I was thinking the same thing because that's dangerous as hell for
and
you
let me
to
say,
get on the show and do that. That's dangerous. Nothing about that is for
dangerous.
entertainment. And you're playing with his livelihood, his job, his
Let's
family,
talk.
bitch, I will knock the siding off your house. I will blow so hard, huff and puff until that thing fall off.
Fall the hell
What?
down. And you know what's crazy? She sat up there and said, you don't diminish me, but you just sat up there and diminished what Mia had going on with herself. All down to a damn post because you felt like it was for attention. Like, not you talking about diminishing, but you just did it at the top of the episode. Crazy.
girl, the hypocrisy will choke you. But the thing that killed me was that Candiace was like, so what did he say? So what did he do? That is the thing
Right.
that I like. She didn't automatically dismiss you. She didn't automatically say, she asked, so what did he say? What did he do? And she was listening, both with Ashley and with Giselle.
Because I think she wanted to know how far they was like, are you gonna lie? Are you gonna not that she thought he did something, but it was like, bitch, is this what we doing? Are you gonna take it to the
You know what else I liked? When Giselle said, no, he didn't do anything appropriate. No, he didn't do that. It was just that he was in my room. Candiace says, yeah, right, because he wouldn't do that. Like, I liked how she know, like, because that's not him. He wouldn't do that. I loved it. I love the pushback in the calmest way that she gave her. So I'm kind of scared for Giselle at the reunion because I feel like you really ain't gonna know how to take Miss Squirrel at the reunion.
I hope not. But the last thing I'm gonna say, I forgot to say this at the beginning. One of the things I noticed with Giselle, and I know why this is dangerous as fuck, is because when she initially brought this, I don't think that Robin knew Giselle was gonna bring that story up, which is why she was so against it. Because I don't think Robin was a part of the plan.
Robin actually off camera when she brought the shit up. There was a moment when like Robin kind of did like this, and then they showed us the confessional, and she was like, "I already told her. I don't think that this would like so." Yeah, Robin definitely told her not.
Robin was not with that shit. So when she said to Robin, pay attention to this. When she said, so I told y'all how she switched up her language, but Giselle decided in that moment that she was going to bring that story forward as soon as it was kind of like, okay, so since Ashley's talking about it, I'm going to talk about it. And the reason why I know that is because Robin said to her, she did just like Candiace. Well, what did he say to you? She said, I can't remember. And then by the end of the conversation, Robin said, well, was he talking about Candiace? And then to wrap it up, she says, he was drunk. He was talking about his wife. Well, bitch, I thought you said you couldn't remember what he said. So what is it?
Same thing. I agree. I thought the same thing. Which one was it, ma'am? Which one was it?
You don't remember what he said or he was talking down on his wife? Nah. My mind will be gone. Marbles will be missing.
All right. Anything else?
Somebody asked if we saw Candiace tweets about it, and Candiace definitely called her a miserable slab or something like that, a slab of misery, something like that. It was very good. It was very eloquent. But she did go deep, and this is why you don't fuck with people like Candiace, because they tell you, bitch, I'll talk about everybody in your family. Please leave me alone. And so in one of the tweets, she basically said that you're raising a whole bunch of bitter young ladies over there because they don't have a choice because you. Kind of like that.
So let me I can present that. It's not a problem. Share that.
Exhibit.
There we are. I hear
Go
that
ahead.
echo thing again. Um, 1 second here. Yeah, so it looks like Miss Candiace did get her together. She says, I haven't said anything yet, mostly because I've been in the land of Bravo, having the time of my life. But RHOP episode 2 has come and gone. The first and most relevant thing I can say is that it's hard to say anything at all because I hashtag support women and believe women, and I support me too. Then she says it's why the most appalling part about this episode and those that will play after is watching a feral gutter snipe attempt to upend and dismantle these pillars that women have worked so hard to establish, all in the name of what? All in the name of entertainment. Where have we landed? How exactly are we here? You're not a victim. What are you? What are you? What you are is a calculated slab of misery, creating the next generation of snipes through the fine example your children have to mirror. We are all in danger. Now, watch how Giselle finna take this comment and flip it and make it seem like, oh, she brought up the children.
I
I
mean,
can
she
see her
did.
trying to flip it.
I mean, she
Your
did.
children
But
gotta mirror the example. It's what you're
yeah,
teaching.
I'm not mad about it. I honestly feel like when you are like Giselle, this is how people will handle you. You don't have any boundaries, so people have no boundaries with you. Like, I'm sorry for your daughters, sorry for them, but they mama brought this on them.
Yeah, they did. And she's not lying. She's not lying at all. It's very Karen like for her to weaponize it.